Alrighty. So what I was saying is, welcome. We are here to finally talk about essential oils and emotional wellness. I've actually just put on some of mine myself. So the class overview for tonight, we're going to be covering a small introduction, discussing a little bit about why Young Living, that's so important. Then we're going to go into a bit of science and then getting oily with it, which is regarding your feelings. And then we'll talk about some resources that we have for you guys, as well as our November promos, which are such great deals, and they actually very much relate to our essential oils. So that we're going to be touching on. Okay, so a quick introduction on who we are and why we are here. So Marika, I think you can unmute, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me. And for those of you who don't know Jade as well as I do, so I'm going to do a little introduction about Jade because she's always talking about everyone else. So tonight we always have the pleasure of Jade hosting these incredible chats with us. And Jade is an amazing mother to two beautiful girls and to a wife to a very creative husband. And Jade has always been inspirational in her education, in teaching people how to live a toxic-free lifestyle. And one very special thing about her is that she thrives when she knows that people are staying healthy and well, both physically and emotionally. So tonight is a very, very some topic that we're going to be sharing with you. And also teaching people about how to use essential oils in their health arsenal. She's very, very passionate about this. And yeah, it's definitely her favorite subject to talk about. So Jade, it's lovely to introduce you tonight for a change and sharing the space with you.
Thank you. It's so nice to be introduced for a change. It's always so funny to talk about myself. So for those of you who don't know Marika, my turn to share that she is a very, very special soul, very, very near and dear to my heart. So she's actually a holistic vocal coach and a creative arts facilitator and an alternative healing and massage therapist. I've been lucky enough to get one of these massages, and they are another level brilliant. Not your average massage. She takes you to a whole other level because a lot of it is also body talk. Hey, Mareeks, like your body actually tells, like my body would tell you what it's needing, where and how and what. Yeah, she's extremely talented and definitely way ahead of her time. Anyhow, she integrates emotional support with essential oils to support the journeys of her clients and students, helping them release stagnant energy, negative beliefs, and suppressed trauma, empowering them with a lighter and enlightened spirit. Young Living essential oils are a core part of her integrative approach to healing, teaching people to use them to regulate their nervous systems and to return to a more peaceful self. So, Marika, it really is an honor to have you here, and thank you for doing this class with me. So I'll move on quick and just touch on why Young Living. And this is so important because I can't tell you how often someone gets so excited when I share with them, oh my gosh, if you use lavender, it's so wonderful. It's so good to calm you down. And it's in our Panic Scram blend, etc. Then they run off and they go to a store and they buy any lavender that they can find. And they say, oh, I got the lavender. I'm so excited. Now I can try what you said. They go and they use it and they don't see any results. Well, here's why. Because the way Young Living is and the way that they are and everything they believe in is extremely different and is streets ahead of any essential oil company out there. So they have a beyond organic cultivation, which means that they use native farming practices with over 25 years of experience, and they really have a strong belief in positive energy, meaning they actually don't even want you to come and swear on the farms. That's super important because plants are energy, and energy is everything. We have energy. We're going to touch on this, and I know Marika and I will hopefully that'll make sense to you guys by the end of this talk. So, but moving on, their harvesting and distillation is also a huge piece, and they use the correct time slow, low heat and first time distillation only, which makes our essential oils 100% pure. We don't put anything else in them. We don't take anything away. We make sure that everything is timed exactly correctly. And we do tons of research to find the most nutrient rich part of that plant, be it the leaves, stems, bark. So we distill depending on where you're going to find the most nutrients within that plant. And then we have what we call our seed to seal promise, which means we own our own farms. We have an open door policy, which means anyone can go and see the farms at any time. There's no hidden cupboards somewhere with where we keep the chemicals. There are no such things. So it is very transparent. They have extensive in-house testing and external testing. So every single essential oil that is produced by Young Living has actually been tested an average of 95 times before it gets released to the market. So they really don't take lightly to these things, and you can really tell and you can feel it. So Marex, I'll let you go on to talk about why talk about emotions and essential oils? Why is that important?
Well, we all know our emotions can rise and fall and sometimes shift in an instant, or sometimes almost feel like it holds us captive. So they're a really important part in our life overall. With our everyday experiences, we move from emotion to emotion, and it helps us to transform these emotions. That's what's been so key with these essential oils, is that they are a daily tool that we can use and integrate to just shift where we're at when we're really battling with something. I love the fact that there have been so many beautiful blends and that we have more emotional blends available to us to ensure that we have these go-tos that we can just shift where we're at. So what's really important about understanding how to use your essential oils to support your emotions is to do a little bit of research and chat about it, but also when you start to experience the oil and breathe it into the body, it's also teaching your body an emotional intelligence language so that you start to build a really good relationship with your oils and with your body. And so because not everyone's body responds the same, so you'll find things that work better for you. There are beautiful guidelines and information about all of this available on all of Young Living's platforms. And obviously our awesome Hello Essentials team have got the most incredible resources. But getting to know our emotions and having tools to help us shift in and out of different stages of our life is just really empowering. And so the first step to really figuring out how to deal with these emotions is being honest with ourselves. So very often we try to disregard some of the emotions that we go through. Oh, we'll be fine, or oh, you'll be fine. It's just part of life. And honestly, a lot of the time, yes, it is part of life, but it doesn't mean that we have to stay there. And this is where the oils come in as a nurturing tool, where we go, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm really battling to move from where I'm at. Let me fill up my life toolbox with essential oils. I mean, essential oils is part of any collective life toolbox to really take a step up or down. So we are going to talk about different emotions and how that's going to affect us in the long run, and how to kind of choose and navigate the oils that we have. So combining that with the experience and advice of obviously your mental health practitioners, we get to know our emotions and the causes and how it needs to be dealt with. So it's always really important to, obviously, if you are presently taking something for whatever you may be going through, whether it is something medical that you've been dealing with, that you always communicate with your medical practitioners. And then there's also people who have been on this journey that will share their experiences from their journeys. And then it's going to be up to you to really get to know yourself and to start trusting your body's responses, because ultimately your body will always lead you in the right direction. So that's kind of where these two beautiful journeys come together, of oils and emotions.
Thank you, Mareik. So I'm going to go into the limbic system. So a lot of the times I find when we have these discussions, there's definitely a lot of skeptical people who think, oh, really, how can essential oils actually help? How are these, how can this bottle with just something from plants really, really help my brain that is not producing enough serotonin or dopamine, etc. And this is how. So there is science behind this, and it's all about the limbic system. So if that's not familiar to you, I must be honest, it was new for me about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago when I understood this, but I didn't really realize this, but yet now that I understand it, it makes so much sense. So do you know how when diffused or inhaled essential oils actually work with the olfactory and limbic systems? I know I didn't, and now I do, but here is the answer. It's because our sense of smell is directly linked to our limbic system, which is the part of the brain that is our emotional control center. So when you inhale the oils, it's more than just a pretty smell. It's actually working with your olfactory and limbic systems to support our emotional responses. It retrains our brains, and there's a whole bunch of other sciencey things. And we do have that info for those of you who want to actually know more. So the natural properties in the oils interact with our bodies and our brains to help control our emotions. So there are many oily options to support each emotion. So it comes down to trying them out to determine which support your unique needs best. And now we'll cover some ideas. So go ahead, Maurice.
Yep. So here, if you have a look on the screen, you'll see there are these beautiful colors. And this is kind of a scale that we get to work with. So it gives you something to start working with when you are recognizing the emotions that you're feeling. So from low vibrational emotions, which start at the bottom with fear and hatred, lightening up slightly to jealousy and sadness. And then from the top, we're descending from, we are up at peace and gratitude and kindness and all the things that feel so much lighter and more expansive. So wherever you are in your day and you are feeling your emotions, taking that moment to just take a breath and recognize what it is that you're feeling, whether it's within yourself or whether it's responding to something that you've been going through. So when you're having a really, really, really bad day and you're uncertain, pull out this little guide and go through and just read through the words and see how your body responds to them. When you kind of land, just have, so the first thing is that some people will go from one extreme to the other, which is pretty unrealistic when navigating our emotions, because we need to be gentle with ourselves. We're in a society where expectations can be pretty intense, and our body then just shuts down from responding if we are pushing our bodies too quickly and pushing to shift our emotions too quickly. So if you are at the bottom where we have hatred and fear, it's a very low vibration, which means that the body is probably feeling quite heavy. And there's elements of sadness that will be there. But if you're in that rage state, there is no way you're going to super rocket to the top of peace and gratitude and optimism. It's too far. It's too far to jump. And so all that this starts to assist us with is to lean upwards into something a little bit lighter so that you're not expecting huge shifts. Look, sometimes I've had incredible experiences with our emotional blends where I have been able to move through a few layers upwards, but I gave my body the chance to respond. And so from that very heavy space, taking one of your oils and working with that intentionally, you then start to rise to maybe sadness, or just becoming more aware of where the worries or anxiety have been coming from. So it's just giving yourself a gentle movement towards something lighter. So this is our guidance scale of your emotions, climbing up each ladder a little bit at a time, just so that you can feel slightly lighter. And then as you build this with your body, you will start to learn how to move from one to the next.
Thanks, Marie. It's kind of like an onion, right? That we're peeling back the layers.
Pretty much all those layers.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. We have essential oils that actually have their own unique frequency. So we all have a vibration, right? We all have a frequency. We know this because if there's anything that is not right within us, we go and we get an EKG, right? Sometimes, depending on what the issue is. And what is that measuring? It's actually measuring your energy. It's measuring your brain activity and the energy that it's giving off. Now, if it's very low vibrating, something is not right. And that is the indicating factor for doctors to say, okay, well, here is the information your body is giving me. And they are using equipment that is literally measuring how your frequency is, where it's at. Doing things like drugs, alcohol, caffeine, any of these substances are actually going to lower your frequency. That's what happens. But the good news is you can use essential oils to bring them back up. So that's kind of how this works, which is pretty incredible. So something like rose, if you take a look at it, it's one of the highest vibrating essential oils at 320 megahertz, which is incredible. So I wanted to share a quick little story. Rose is our most expensive essential oil because it takes, I know it in American terms, but 22 pounds of petals to make 1 5 ml bottle. That's about 11 kilograms. Am I right? I believe so. So that's a lot. And that's what makes it really expensive. It's very hard to distill it. And of course, Young Living believes in sustainability. They're not going to just wipe out all the roses. They're going to do it in a very, very careful way and a very thoughtful way so that there can be a harvest and crops for the years to follow. So anyhow, I will share a story. I had rose for the first time. It was gifted to me like a little roller. In fact, I was actually going to be using it to gift to other people. So I had like a little bottle of it in my car. I'd never had rose before. It was a real treat. And I was feeling really upset about a situation that had happened with a friend of mine, and I couldn't quite understand it. I knew that she was upset with me, but she wasn't telling me why. And she kept saying, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong. And I was super frustrated and just wanting to make things right. Anyhow, I had this little bottle of rose in my car. And I thought, you know what, I remember learning about the frequencies and that it can really bring you up. And I actually just opened this bottle. And while driving in a little bit of traffic and feeling kind of frustrated and hopeless and trying to figure out how else could I ask her to remedy whatever I have done, because I actually don't know what it is, but I know that things aren't right. And I started to just sniff, just to smell this rose. And it's not really my favorite smell, by the way. Now I love it. It wasn't then. I really didn't like anything with rose. Kind of reminds me of just grandma's, and it just isn't my favorite smell. Anyhow, I just held this bottle and I drove home. And I kid you not, that by the time I got home, my whole attitude had completely changed. I felt so much more calmer. I didn't feel that frustration anymore. And I got out the car and I remember even thinking, wow, about 10 minutes ago, I was feeling really frustrated and hopeless. And right now I'm actually feeling completely different. I just feel lighter, and I feel like when the timing is right, I just felt so much more resolution about the whole thing. Like when the timing is right, she'll share what's actually going on and I'll get the answers. I'm just going to trust. And I feel like a lot of letting go happened in that moment. And I just felt lighter and honestly happier. So I really feel like it was a true testimony, not because I even thought about it so much. I kind of smelled this thing and then I put it away, and then I got home and opened, my car door and went inside and thought, wow, I remember 10 minutes ago feeling so frustrated, and I actually am not sitting with those feelings anymore. So anyway, it really, really, really does work. And now I can say I've used them many times for lots of reasons, and I really love Gary's Great Day Protocol, which I do believe we touch on in a little bit. But this is just a nice little guide to take a look and see the really high vibrating essential oils. That the other ones are going to be your spruces. Idaho Blue Spruce is extremely high at 428 megahertz. And I know that Northern Lights Black Spruce isn't on here. I know that that's another really, really high vibrating one because it actually gets exposure to the Northern Lights. So that's pretty incredible. So it actually uplifts and brings that frequency up, and it helps us. So yeah, Maurice, what do you want to say?
Politely, I raised my hand, Jade.
Yes, it was very polite. You don't have to be so polite.
So what I wanted to add, you're talking about all these beautiful high frequency oils. But one of my favorite oils in here is also Valor. But if you have a look at it, it is on the right hand side here. It's 47, which is very different, but it's still one of my favorite oils. And just a short story with that is that I work with special needs children and even autistic children. And this one in particular is their saving grace. we're using Vala to help them feel safe and grounded, is one of the greatest gifts that I've been able to use in my classes with children who just need to learn to feel safe within themselves and trust themselves. And also it's more of a physical frequency oil. So that's why it almost brings a little bit more of a hug to the body, and incredible as well. So not just for its frequency and emotional support, but also the spinal. I've had clients who have had issues with scoliosis and issues with their spine. And this Vala at its physical
Brilliant.
frequency has brought such healing and such restoration, and it's been amazing to witness, because it's the first time I've ever used an oil that has this kind of presence and adjustability in someone's physical body. So that's why having both high frequency to lift our spirits and find resolution and lighten and expand is beautiful, but the Vala, which is of a lower frequency, is powerful in its own way.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so true. I really appreciate that you interjected and said that, because you don't have to feel you need the rose to feel all the wonderful, beautiful things, and that life is like roses. I am 100% with you. And actually, a lot of the Gary's Great Day Protocol, we use Vala, White Angelica, ideally Harmony. And we don't have that in South Africa, but everyone is using YL Haven instead. And what's the other one that I'm missing? Because I know the order. It goes Vala, then you'd put YL Haven, then Joy, and then White Angelica. So we will talk about that. Just remind me at the end, I'll talk about Gary's Great Day Protocol. And it's really a very, very nice way to integrate it into your day. So I just wanted to talk quickly about how I have worked these slides for all of us. Is I am tying it in to a lot of the essential oils that are on sale this month. And I wanted to do that deliberately to show you guys that you should take advantage of what we have. And a lot of these come in the holiday gift guide. So these are just lovely for you to collect and keep for yourself and to use and make rollers, as well as beautiful gifts to think of people. I mean, I always say, what better gift to give someone than the gift of health and the gift of well-being and the gift of thoughtfulness? Like, oh, I thought of you, and this is what I made for you to help you, or just a beautiful smelling perfume that is not toxic, of course, that's actually therapeutic. So anyhow, Mareeks, you can start with this one. We'll start with fear and anger.
Fear and anger, those things at the bottom of our ladder. So yeah, it's quite a toxic emotion, and our hearts carry this quite deeply. So when we get into that kind of space of fear and anger, we think red emotion. So this is combined with our red remedy oil. So frankincense is going to be your new BFF in processing these emotions. So in this page as well, we've featured the Radiance collection, where our grapefruit and lang lang are excellent for releasing this anger. So it's really supportive in that way, and making a beautiful spray that doubles up as your perfume, but also then something that just shifts and helps you process your fear and your anger. So fear can sometimes also fear and anger can both turn into hatred or self-hatred. And so another great oil in this is patchouli, known to stimulate more self-love and self-care. So I really think this is such an amazing bundle. I'm so grateful for how Young Living has really come together and weave these beautiful bundles together. So this is also the Blossom fragrance for her bundle, which is part of our gift guide.
Yeah, exactly. And what's so great about this, which I shared when I spoke about the gift guide, and you could get this bundle, and remember, you can make that spray and gift it to someone, and you still have the essential oils for yourself. So you can make more roller bottles or other things, and you get through quite a lot. So in a 5 ml bottle, there's 75 to 100 drops of essential oil. And remember that a 15 ml bottle is going to be 3 times the amount of that. So often you can get up to 250 or 300 drops even of essential oil, and it's almost always only double the price. So when there is an essential oil that you love, check if it comes in the 15 ml size. It's absolutely worth it, by the way. Okay, so still talking about fear and anger. the opposite of fear, do you guys know? It's love. So love and peace or gratitude. So with these ones, think purple emotion and grab your purple remedy oils like lavender and gratitude. So those are actually featured in the Sun in My Pocket bundle, which was actually made as an after sun spray, but you will get that essential oil in there. Other noteworthy support essential oils would be humility, which is for emotional strength and forgiveness, cedarwood, white angelica, cypress, basil, and we don't get sacred mountain in South Africa, but it is brilliant if you can get your hands on that one. And all of those that I've touched on are actually featured in the beard oil bundle. Take a look at the beard oil bundle. Sorry, I was referring to the cedarwood in the beard oil bundle. So that one is really good as well for helping with fear and anger to release them. And the way that you could use them, you can diffuse them, or you can make an aroma dome. So you do 1 to 3 drops of essential oils in your diffuser. And like I would say for the aroma dome, 1 to 2 drops is plenty. And in the diffuser, up to 3 drops. So a couple drops in the palm of your hand, rub them together, and then just take some calm, slow, deep breaths, about 3 inhales and then slow exhales. And you can also apply topically if it's diluted in a roller. About 1/3 of the roller will be filled with essential oils, with 2/3 of carrier oil, and or you can use it neat like you would a perfume. So you would literally take that essential oil, drop it on your wrist. We do say don't put the dropper orifice on your skin because our skins do have some bacteria and toxins. So you want to keep it clean, just drop it on and then use it on your wrists, behind ears, and you can put a little bit on your temples. Okay, so there's some ideas with fear and anger. So now let's move into sadness. Yeah, just sadness. So go ahead, Marieke, you can talk about this one.
So sadness, and especially that we have our beautiful penguin here. Especially with little ones, this is a beautiful combination, is using our sadness, which falls into the orange place. So thinking about orange remedy, which is exactly that, orange oil. I have never met anyone who has smelt the orange and not smiled. Absolutely everyone who smells orange for the first time. Young Living's orange is out of this world and just instantly lightens the spirit. So this is definitely an awesome thing to have for kiddies, and the penguin is so cute, and the puzzle that comes with it in this bundle is just absolutely amazing. And sadness is something that it's something that we carry over our hearts. It's this weight that we very much feel. And so orange is also really great for the heart, your heart health, both in emotion and physically. So this is an oil that I really love to use in so many different ways. And diffusing with our little penguin is just perfect. So we also have, this is the Playtime Happiness bundle that you guys are seeing here, and just too cute. And then other oils alongside our orange. So we look at using citrus oils. Citrus oils very much have been scientifically proven to lift the mood. And I think it's to awaken that inner smile that makes you feel like it's going to be okay. Like we'll make it through this. So that includes other oils like tangerine or lemon, or bergamot, very much one of my favorite ones, bergamot and grapefruit and lime. And we have our citrus fresh. So all of those have these beautiful, like sparkling, it kind of brings your spark back to life. So this is when it's easier to then start rising out of the sadness that we're feeling. And so in this, we also feature the bold fragrance for him. And I love that we have our Copaiba, which amplifies, and our bergamot, which again just brings some freshness, and the vanilla is also just a really magnificent, loving and empowering oil. So there's strength in all of that.
Thank you, Marieke. Okay, moving into anxiety. So when those feelings that surround anxiety pop up, there are a few things we can do to combat them and help ourselves get through it. So step 1, deep breaths in through the nose and out the mouth. Step 2 is breathe in your comfort oil. So everyone experiences anxiety for different reasons, some out of loneliness or sadness. If that's the case, try to turn to the citrus oils. Some out of the inability to focus. If that's the case for you, turn to peppermint, which is actually in the beard oil bundle. Some out of overwhelm or stress, then you want to turn to peace and calming. Jasmine and rosemary is in the beard oil bundle as well. Vanilla and copaiba are also powerful anxiety relievers too. And those are featured in the bold fragrance for him bundle. So that's really nice that these are all on sale as well. So here are some roller recipes, and Marix, you can talk about this if you want to.
Yes.
Oh, you're on. Yeah, well, yeah.
Our roller recipes, we can always do with new roller recipes. And I think the one thing that's also important to note about roller recipes is that you will start with something and there's always guidelines and ideas that we will share with you. But ultimately, this is why I've said working with your oils builds an emotional and body intelligence. But these ones that are shared here today, they're made in our 10 ml roller bottles. So the happy one is blended with 15 drops of gratitude, 9 lavender, and 6 frankincense, and 2 drops of orange. And so remembering that once you have put your essential oils and filled with the carrier oil, just turn it upside down, warm it up between your hands before you use it, just so that it blends beautifully together before you start using it. And then we have our calm, cool, and collected. And with this incredible heat that's flooding into South Africa, ebbing and flowing, we definitely need to be feeling cool, calm, and collected. And so here is our 20 drops of peace and calming, which is on special. So I'm definitely need to get some more of that. And then 10 drops of frankincense. So that's a really beautiful balance of feeling quite grounded in something a little bit higher in frequency. And then Panic Button Roller. I like the sound of this one. Okay, yes. This is White Angelica. I love White Angelica because it's such an incredible oil for protecting your energy in general and just clearing out things that you have like picked up, whether it's from your own experience or others around you. And then adding your lavender and frankincense. Frankincense always makes us feel at home and grounded. So those are some nice ones.
Absolutely. I love that one, especially my diffuser at night, by the way. Okay. So yeah, those are some lovely ideas for roller bottles and also good gifts. We will share the slides, by the way, so you can use and refer to these recipes later. Some diffusing ideas, you can start with 4 to 10 drops in total in the diffuser. 7 drops total is generally a good amount. Play around with these ideas, be creative and try something new. So we have Chill the F Out. So this is a good one for me because often I really tend to stress out over maybe something that doesn't need to be stressed out so much over. Anyway, so lavender, peace and calming, and jasmine are such a nice trio. Good and grounded, vanilla, bergamot, and copaiba, really lovely together. Return to love, lang lang, patchouli, and grapefruit. And then focused, frank, it's a cute little name there. Would be peppermint, cedarwood, and frankincense. So that's really, really good, especially for kids, by the way, who might have ADD or just actually need to get through a bit of homework or just have some quiet time to read and be a little bit more calm and focused. That's a great one to diffuse. I know often teachers love this one, and or even music teachers, piano teachers. Marika, for you with your students, just to have them have that moment of feeling calm, collected, and grounded and ready to be focused. So that actually brings us to the end of all the info on emotions and oils, but we want to just share some resources with you guys. And then I'm going to quickly cover all of that, like all we touched on, Marika and I, with a lot of those promos, just so you guys can see exactly what they are. I know we kind of touched on the titles of all of them, but we're going to go through some of those slides pretty quickly and I'll share them with you as well so that you guys have that. So there might be a lot going through your head right now, like, okay, these oils sound amazing and so cool, and I cannot wait to try them, but wow, this feels overwhelming. How will I know how to use them? So we hear you and we have answers. When getting started with oils, it's so important to have education, resources, and support in your corner. When you get your oils through a Hello Essentials team member, which is any one of us, you'll get all of those things. And we're really here to make it simple for you and to guide you in your new oil lifestyle. Remember, when it comes to sleep, stress, emotional support, those are the main ones. you need to find the best concoction for you. So we did try and guide you there when it is sadness and things like that, you do want to go with the citrus oils. So play around with those, because we might suggest orange is so good, but you might find, okay, lime is the answer for me. Lime, it's still a citrus family, and that's the one that works best for you in that instance. So really play around and have fun. We also have, and here I'm talking about fun, so we really try to say that we are super fun. Then that must be said. We have access to secret oil groups where there are hundreds and thousands of people sharing their oil successes. They ask questions and they share information. So it's active. You can ask these things, and there are so many files in our global group. So make sure you get added to that in Facebook. Even if you don't have a Facebook account and you don't want to be on Facebook, I even tell people, seriously, create an alias name and just get added to the Hello Essentials group, because there is so much content in there just for you to be able to pull things out and to search. So there are things like dilution guides, FAQs, recipes. Truly, it's all in there. Of course, we have the Essentials book, which I helped to co-write. I loved it. It was a labor of love. It simply explains what to do when you receive your starter kits, and a lot more, actually. So there are recipes. There's a whole lot in there. Welcome goodies, that would be a surprise. If you are new and you're just getting your premium starter kit for the first time, then we want to gift you something. So make sure that you reach out to the person who helped you get started. And then, of course, a personal guide, which would be people like us. We're here to help you. You'll always have someone to ask questions to, and we will show you where to find the answers. And if we don't know, then we'll learn together. So we have Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. And I want to go through some of these really quickly. This one has a cute little song attached to it. So for anyone who is brand new, Young Living is giving this really beautiful relax bag. It is so cool. I'm like searching for mine because I actually have one, and it is so awesome. It holds 10 of these essential oils. You can see it in that video. It's made with natural cotton, and just such a nice holder and a carrier for essential oils. So you will get given one of those if you are new and you are purchasing your 10 oils with the diffuser for the first time this month. Then Mareeks, do you want to talk a little bit about Blossom Fragrance for her? What I really do is just touch on the price, how much it is, and I just show, like, I talk about what they get for that.
The Blossom Fragrance, such a beautiful combination. So in this Blossom Fragrance for her bundle, it is patchouli, lang lang, and grapefruit. And then you also receive the bottle that you can make it in our Young Living branded bottle. And it's only for 479 Rand, and you're saving over 360 Rand, 363 to be exact. And so this is just beautiful. Once again, like we said, you can make one for you and your friend and your friend's friend, because there is plenty to go around in these small bottles. So it's uplifting and very fresh, blossomy smelling fragrance. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's the one there for him. So this is the male one, but honestly, I love those smells too. So don't think that it's just for men, because I would absolutely wear something that had Copaiba, bergamot, and vanilla. Those all smell amazing. It's just called Bold Fragrance for him if you're looking for it, because we don't want our men to feel left out. So that one is 669 Rand. It's also bundled and wholesaled and is all in there. So again, you get that beautiful spray bottle as well. Then, Mareeks, you can talk about the beard oil one.
Beard oil, this one is amazing. So yeah, the gentlemen really love this, and men need to feel as nourished as we do. So having these oils, again, we get this beautiful branded bottle for them to make it in, so it's easy to apply. But our peppermint, which is very refreshing and really great for circulation as well. Your rosemary and your cedarwood, really great for the skin. And it's also, what I love about the beard oil is that these are also very grounding oils and create like a feeling of very centeredness as well. And this bundle is going for 489 Rand.
Yeah, and to point out that these oils are 15 ml size. So that is a steal. Again, even if you are a woman that doesn't have a beard, and maybe you are a woman who does have a beard, who knows how to sing, and you're in The Greatest Showman, well done. That was really well done. Then seriously, these essential oils are Awesome. That's a steal of a deal. And you will use that dropper bottle as well for yourself as a serum. And there's all sorts of things that you can do, whether it's for your hair or your face. So then there's also the Radiance collection, which comes with the Mint Satin Facial Scrub, as well as Geranium, Frankincense, and Copaiba. All of those are brilliant for skin support. So those are the ones you could even make a nice serum and put it in that dropper bottle from the beard oil if you don't have a man in your life that has a beard. And it also comes with that cute little towel that holds your hair out of your face while you are washing and doing all the things that you need. So that Radiance collection is 899 Rand. And that's because you're getting geranium and frankincense. Those are incredible, incredible essential oils. They last really long, but they are a powerhouse. Then for the kiddos.
Yay! Kids always have to have something awesome for my kids. My son was so excited when he saw these. So our Kids Sense trio is our Tummy Jais, Dream Ease, and Refresh. And those are definitely 3 magical oils. Plus they get this really cute kids pencil case. I think it's long enough for the ruler if 30 centimeters, if I'm correct. Yeah. And so that one's at 579, and I think it's pretty cute.
It really is. And those oils, by the way, Tummy Jars for upset or sore tummies, diarrhea, constipation, Dream Ease for sleep. It's kind of obvious with the Dream Ease. Refresh, not an obvious name because they wouldn't let us call it Sniffle Ease in South Africa, but that's for congestion, cough, cold, any of those things. But we use that often. And it's also really lovely, even if your kids aren't sick, you put 1 or 2 drops of that in the diffuser for them. It opens up the lungs, and the more oxygen we get, the deeper we actually sleep. So it's a really nice thing to use. You can also even use it before they are doing any sports or activities, by the way. So another nice way to use it. Then, of course, we have our little happy, the penguin. So this one we touched on as well, the YL Playtime Happiness. You get Happy, the penguin diffuser. It has all the sounds. It's got the lights. And the sounds, by the way, are white noise sounds. So you can play with those and make sure that your kiddo gets good quality sleep. And it comes with the orange essential oil. Orange is also really good for sleep. That was new for me to learn about 2 years ago. And since I learned that, it was actually Sunette who told me that. I'll never forget when she mentioned it. I love it. Orange is next to my bed and my kids' bed, and we use it all the time for sleep. It is amazing. It's also great for an upset tummy, by the way. I've also learned that. So this one is 780 Rand, and it comes with that really cute puzzle. I know you can't see in this picture, but it's actually a puzzle. So that's a cute little end of year Christmas gift as well for a child. And it's a really, really good value because it would actually be over 1,000. So that's a great savings there for that little bundle. Okay, these are also nice new essential oils. So go ahead, Marie, you can talk about these ones.
Oh my, I love them. Every time there's a new emotional oil, I am very excited. So gratitude, what can we say about gratitude? Just showing up in life with gratitude helps to shift our stagnant emotions. And even when you're in a difficult place, using gratitude to go, I'm grateful for what I do have, it just brings a little bit more lightness to the situation. So it's definitely one of those oils that will help to shift and lighten your mood and settle your heart when you're feeling quite unsettled. So using this along the neckline or the pulse points for really energizing scent. So that's really part of creating also manifestation. And then
yes,
do you want to share about humility? Have you used humility?
I have used humility. I actually put some in my diffuser last night. But yes, talk about it, please.
So I believe this, if I'm correct, humility also has neroli in it, which has always been one of my favorite scents. And we don't have that one yet in South Africa. So this has got that beautiful blend. And 2 of the oils in here that stand out for me that work together is the frankincense and neroli that form part of this blend, which is a beautiful balancing of feeling grounded and yet having this expansive lightness. So it has 11 premium essential oils that's made into this mix, which is really soothing and calming, beautiful in a diffuser. I also just generally like to use it as a drop onto my wrist and breathe it in. And yeah, it just makes you feel like I am enough. And again, just coming back to the center of the heart and feeling very grounded within yourself.
Absolutely. I was trying to get confirmation about it having neroli in here. So I wanted to confirm that for you. It's got coriander, lang lang, bergamot, geranium, melissa, frankincense, myrrh, northern lights, black spruce. There's more vetiver, orange, and rose. So it's not neroli in this one, but I mean, did you hear all those others? That's phenomenal.
That's me.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it's only 250, which really isn't bad, by the way, as far as these types of oils with 11 essential oils in there blended is concerned. However, speaking of cheap and expensive oils, here's one that's not so cheap. It's amazing though. It's jasmine, and jasmine has come to our shores, which is awesome. It's 799 Rand. And it is renowned for its romantic notes. It's sweet and sensual. It's actually hand-picked at dawn and extracted from the Egyptian night flowering jasmine. So this one, I would recommend that you add a few drops into your moisturizer or body butter for really beautifully soft and supple skin. I also like it as a perfume. It's very sweet for me. So often when something is too sweet or floral, you want to add a citrus oil to it in terms of making a perfume, because of course we have the notes, right? The high notes, the medium notes, and the low notes. And it's important that you kind of touch on all three of those. So anyhow, jasmine is really lovely, but I find I need very, very little, and a little goes a hell of a long way. Then, of course, peace and calming, which we also spoke about and touched on quite a lot. This in and of itself is an amazing oil for calming down. I also love this in my kids' diffuser at night, by the way, just this one on its own. And I love putting that in the general diffuser in the day when anyone's around, and it smells so, so lovely. So this one is 483 Rand. And it is 50% off, you guys. That's incredible. So really jump on that one. I know it's available on Essential Rewards and Quick Order. And then finally, just to show you our November promos. So, you know, anyone ordering with Essential Rewards, which is definitely the best way to order, because you are going to get cheaper shipping. You're going to get points back, kind of like your Clicks card. You are going to, which you can use to redeem later. You are also going to get a free essential oil on months 3, 6, 9, and 12 of being on this loyalty program. And then you also have, there's one more perk that I'm like totally forgetting about, but basically, I think the main one was that you get these points, which start getting bigger as you are on the program for longer. So this month, when you spend 100 PV, you get 20 essential rewards points. So those are like your store credit to purchase what you want later on. And that's free product. Oh, and the fourth thing I did remember is that you get access to the promos each month, which are usually catered to the season. It's usually relevant to whatever's going on at the time. So 150 PV on ER gets you YL Haven, 200 PV, you get the Festive Drink Shaker, and Release Essential Oil is for quick orders only, by the way. So just to show you, they are cumulative. So if I were to spend 200 PV on my Essential Rewards order, I'm actually going to get 20 ER points, YL Haven 5 ml, as well as that Festive Drink Shaker, and so on and so forth. If I spend more than 300 PV this month, I will actually get all of these items free, including that Joy at 250 PV, and I will get free shipping, which is pretty awesome. And then for quick order, that's if you aren't on our loyalty program and you're just ordering as you need, then you will get YL Haven at 150. You'll get a Release Essential Oil, one of my favorites too, at 250, and at 350 PV, you'll get the Joy, which is, by the way, a 15 ml bottle as well. So that brings us to the end of this call tonight. And now it's time for you guys to ask some questions, which I can see there's something in the chat. The first thing is, I wanted to share what Annie actually wrote in the chat. She said that a healthy body vibration should be between 62 to 78 megahertz. And so what's really awesome to know about that, if you did have something that can measure where your body is vibrating, some people actually do have that tool. You can tell, like when you're sick or you're not well, or you are very depressed, your vibration is actually going to drop. So the things that you can do for yourself are using essential oils. Seriously, even taking like a bottle of Joy, opening it and just seriously, just inhaling it from the bottle will bring your frequency up, which is amazing. Okay, so let's see what other questions we have. Sunette says diffusing lime is very powerful. It's one of her favorites. Oh man, yeah, we love lime. And then you have the Blossom bundle is a 20% discount when you, sorry, it's the Bold bundle that you're talking about, is 30% discount. Oh, Sunette, you're just like writing, you're writing all the things in here. So what you're saying is all the bundle prices are cheaper than if you were buying the individual oils. Yes,
Yep.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's exactly right. Yeah. So all those bundles that you saw are well worth it because you are getting all of those and it's much less, much like the premium starter bundle. So yes, those are all kind of wholesale, like put together. Sunette asks a question. Marika, I'm going to ask it to you. So when choosing oils for emotional support, which method would you prefer to use? I think she meant prefer to use aromatic or topical? I know topical would also mean aromatic, just wondering the difference if you would also use it as for topical purposes.
So I definitely use it in both ways. Well, mostly I always make a little roller to keep with me throughout the day. Or I have the neat oil. If there is an oil that I've really connected with and just opening up and smelling it, making sure that I keep it with me, obviously, in a bag that is not exposed to sunlight. And then applying a drop directly to the hands. But when I am in a work environment or sharing a space with people, I like to diffuse it just so that not just myself, but everyone else, it's almost like preparing the space for you, whether you're working or you're welcoming people into your home. So by diffusing it as well, it's just preparing the space. And I had a friend who actually shared with me the one day that she had family coming over and she was feeling really anxious about it because they're often quite a lot of bickering. And she said to me the day in the one room, I think it was in the main lounge, she was diffusing joy. And she said that was the only room that there were no arguments. So it's kind of a superpower, these oils, in helping people navigate. So I love to use it in many different ways. I just trust how my body asks for it or what I have at hand. So I try to make little rollers because I'm always on the move somewhere. So making my rollers and keeping that and using it topically is definitely my favorite because it also just smells amazing. And then people always ask questions and I'm so ready to chat to you and share because it's made such a big difference in helping me maintain a healthy balance throughout the day. Because I work with children, with adults, I'm traveling, I'm moving. There's so much that every environment, it either draws something from me or sometimes enhances it. So it's building that relationship. So both, I can't say which is my favorite, but just depending on the situation.
Awesome. And one thing to add to that, I actually know someone who said to me, their husband suffers from depression, but there is no way that he would want to put Joy essential oil over him because it's so floral. So something to mention about that is remember that under our feet, we have the largest pores. And so everything gets absorbed. And we actually made him a roller together with Joy and some orange, and he uses that under his feet so it doesn't bother him. And it's a smell thing because sometimes we really are quite averse to how it smells, but we want the therapeutic benefit. Over time, we often find that it changes for us. And what used to bother us so much, actually, I personally never liked the smell of Joy. I think it took me about 6 months before I thought, okay, I kind of like it. And I'll never forget, it was one time that I walked into Stacy's house. I'm like, what are you diffusing? It smells phenomenal in here. Well, guess what it was? It was Joy with tangerine. And I know we don't get tangerine yet. Hopefully we will. But same thing if you use orange. And that for me was one of the most amazing smells. And before that, I couldn't be near Joy. I really, really didn't like it at all. After that experience with it being diffused, I absolutely love it. So now I can use it neat even and put it on. So it's very interesting. I also think it's fascinating which oils you are so adverse to oftentimes are the ones that we need the most, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So there is that to be said. And one more thing to add to that, Sinette, and then I'll also quickly talk about the Great Day Protocol. That is, just remember that the raindrop technique, which is to really remove lots of layers of emotional stuff, we do use it topically. So I do think that having it on our bodies and getting absorbed, not only through our limbic system and sense of smell, but actually through getting into and on our bodies, really, for me, just adds that extra layer. And then I would agree with Marika. It's so often such an interesting topic of conversation. I can't tell you how often I was having like a panic rush to the school, put on my oils just to calm myself down before I go and see my kids. And then as I'm walking by, I'm not even thinking of it, and I'll get, you smell so nice. So it makes me feel happy. It's almost like I'm the bringer of joy. There I go. I was actually in like a total panic 2 seconds before, but then suddenly I'm a light, airy fairy, and I get to like sprinkle that joy for other people to also get that benefit. So I often think of that too, that I'm kind of spreading the love. Okay, so Gary's Great Day Protocol, and then Shema will actually end this call, which has ended up being an hour, but that's okay because we all have lots of emotions and there was a lot to share. So Gary's Great Day Protocol is essentially 4 essential oils, and they are Valor, Harmony, Joy, and White Angelica. And what we are meant to do is take Valor and put a drop on our right wrist, put the left over it like this, hold it there, and you can roll it like this and think about balance. And you can say something like, I hope my day brings about balance. I'm attracting balance. Then you take Harmony. We don't yet have Harmony in South Africa. Maybe we will get it, which will be amazing. But please use YL Haven instead. You put that a little bit over your belly button, and that is to bring about harmony. So calm, peace, you put that over the belly, and that's what you think about, is how it will be, your day will be peaceful and calming. And in this case, like Haven, you will feel feelings of it being like you get it. Then you take Joy, and Joy you put over your heart. So I would personally do 1 drop, and I do try and avoid like my clothes for that second. So before you put your clothes on, it's quite helpful. Otherwise, honestly, if I'm already dressed, it doesn't bother me. I just literally slip my hands down my top and just put it on there and just leave my clothes off for a second and let that dry, and think about joy and surrounding yourself with lots of love and opening up your heart chakra, if you believe in that, and just opening up your heart to give and receive love. And then finally, you take White Angelica. And with that one, I honestly think of angels. So I'll put 1 or 2 drops in the palm of my hand, rub that together, and we put that from the crown of our head, and we go down our shoulders. And I just kind of brush that all over my body. And I often will just do each arm like this. And I'll say, I have angels with me today, and I will be like an angel and bring kindness, more kindness into the world. So that's it. That's Gary's Great Day Protocol. And I really, really love to do this with children as well before you start your day, and have them say an affirmation or something positive to themselves, for themselves, to get on with their day in an intentional way. So I hope that's helpful. Marika, a very quick note of thanks to you for being here and for helping me do this class tonight. Thank you so much, and bringing your wisdom and your love as always. And to all of you guys who were able to join us tonight in person, thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's not always easy at night and at this time, but it was so wonderful to have you guys with us. And I hope you learned something. And I hope you guys take advantage of those bundles. They really will sell out. I know it. And I don't want you to be, oh no, I was so hoping to take advantage of that and now it's gone. Everything, sadly, with all of that is all a limited time offer. So it's there until it's not anymore. And that's that. So please make sure you take advantage of those and get what you really want. They make beautiful, great gifts. And that is that. We will probably have another call in December, but also just a note to say and to share that I will do an in-person event, and hopefully some of our other leaders and business people who do Young Living as a business will also be offering some make and take classes to get you guys together to make some Christmas goodies together. And then you can learn some really, really lovely, fun ways to give gifts and end of year things to people in your life that you care about and that you love, and or make them and keep them for you. That's also okay. Self-love is super important as well. So lots of love to all of you. Have a beautiful evening. And I really, really hope just listening to this raised your vibration and your frequency, and your emotions will really come back into balance and harmony, and just, yeah, and you will continue to spread joy. Thank you, guys. Thanks,
Thank
Marie.
you.
Lots of love to you all. Bye, everybody.
Bye.